Hello, it's Randall with the Philippines Project. And the question I have for today is when you move to the Philippines, do you have to get a Philippines driver's license? Okay, so I can really only speak for myself, and that's because that's the only research I did. But I did find out that if you come over here with a valid driver's license from the U.S. or from uh, any country that issues driver's licenses, basically any typical Western country, or you probably come from Singapore, anywhere like that. Um, as long as it's valid and as long as it covers the type of vehicle that you want to um, license and drive here, then you're good. But you might say, well, how long can I drive on that license? Well, I came here the last time. My entry stamp is like December the 10th, I think, and so that's when I came back this time. So my license is good for 90 days. I went and checked on the official LTO, the Land Transportation Office of the Philippines website, and so yeah, I found out I had 90 days. Now you can go in and you can apply for a Filipino driver's license at any LTO office. It's best if you go in, they say, online, and it's actually a pretty nice website. A lot of the websites here in the Philippines aren't really that up to date. This is a pretty nice, user friendly type website. So go in, do your registration, but then you're going to have to make a visit to the LTO. Now, I'm talking again about my personal experience here. And in the following video, I'm going to talk about a variety of different things that I did today, but going to the LTO, Land Transportation Office, is one of them. So uh, let's get started. It's the first part of the video is going to be me starting my day, and they say that if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. I think that originated from the Philippines. You start out trying to do a lot of different things. You do end up doing a lot of things, but some of them are not really what you plan to do. So there you go. I did have some other areas to run, errands to run. So yeah, so it was a beautiful day in the Philippines. I got some things done, some things that I was going to try to get done, I did not get done, and that's just the way it goes here sometimes. So I'm going to the what they call the LTO, Land Transportation Office here in the Philippines, to see about getting a driver's license. I've been driving a motorcycle probably since January without one. I've had my license pulled a couple times, and the officers examined me, examined my license, let me go. Didn't say anything about it being illegal, but so I want to get properly registered here in the Philippines. I think first I'm going to go to a fishing store. I do like fishing, and I'd like to check that out here too. Okay, so it ended up that I said I wanted to go to like a fishing store. I had a couple places picked out. Uh, and the way I found them, I looked on Google Maps, right? And again, tell God about your plans because Google Maps is not really up to date. Like it's not up to date here, like it is in the U.S. And if you heard me say it's not like in the U.S. a couple of times, it's because that's what I'm used to. Okay, I'm not saying it's a problem, but if you come over here and you think that everything's going to work just like the U.S., don't be disappointed because I'm telling you, it's not going to be that way. So I uh, I went to my first place. It was probably 4 kilometers away from the house, and my way of doing this is I've got a cell phone in my bag. I do the GPS. I get a general idea of where I'm going to go, and then before I get there, or if I know I got a turn ahead, I'm going to pull off the side of the road, and I'm going to pull my phone out and I'm going to check to see where I'm at before I go. I don't want to pass up the place. I don't want to pass up a turn or anything like that. So, um, yeah, so it's a process for me. So it takes a while for me to pull over, check my phone, and it's hot and there's traffic and things like that. But it was a beautiful day today. It's a little bit warmer. It's that summer is starting to come in here. We've already endured that brutal cold here in the Philippines. It got down sometimes to 74. So yeah, that glad those blustery days are over here in the Philippines. But so it's hot a little bit. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'd pull over, I'd check my phone, I'd proceed, and this little place is a little store supposed to have fishing supplies. No, it was didn't have any fishing supplies. I don't know why it's on Google that way. Maybe a year ago they decided we're gonna get in the fishing business, and then they decide not to, and they didn't sell their stuff, whatever. But they didn't update their Google account online, and that's pretty common here. So, just because it says it on Google doesn't mean that it's going to translate into you being able to drive over there and get what you want. And again, it's not like back in the US. Google's not going to be just like it is there. And that's the way it is. And I keep telling you that not because it's frustrating to me. I know before I ever go out what it's going to be like. I accept it. But you know what I do? I enjoy myself the entire time that I'm taking that bike and I'm riding down the road and just looking at the sights and the sound. I often think, man, I wish I just had a camera on my head the whole time that I live here, not in my house necessarily, but just the things that I see on the street, just the little things. I wish you could see all of it. I wish you could just, you know, see everything that I see. Just little tiny stuff that just kind of makes you smile. That's the kind of things that make it worthwhile being here in the Philippines. And I appreciate it, and I appreciate the Filipino people so much. So if you hear me say it's not like it was in the Philippines, don't get thinking I'm complaining about it, because I'm not. But I'm trying to educate you, if you haven't been here, to realize that it's not like your home country. Guess what? It's a whole different country. So anyway, I go to one fishing store, supposedly, and of course it's just nothing. It's a wasted trip. So I'm somewhere else, and I'm going to go on down to the LTO, the Land Transportation Office. So I've got to get GPS directions again, right? So I do that, and then I carefully go, and I'm doing my pulling over, and I'm just about to the LTO. And so I'm looking, I know it's going to be on the right. It's supposed to turn. It's supposed to be on the right. There's supposedly a petrol station. It's some kind of Petros in the name. I could see it on the maps, Google Maps. That's another thing. You'll see like these little outlines of buildings, but you don't see all these businesses, and all these places are not on Google. So you can't really even pick out landmarks. So you really got to be careful. Take your time. You're retired. You got all day. I got all day. So yeah, it's not a big deal. But I knew I was getting close. So I'm thinking, oh, there's a big government building here. Maybe it's in there. And I don't want to pass it up because all the traffic, and you'll have to turn around and come back. So I see all these motorcycles on the right side of the road. So I just whip in there. It's shady. I'm looking for a shady spot. So, and there's a bunch of guys, Filipino guys on motorcycles, just kind of hanging out there. And I know I'm close, so I'm going to ask these guys, hey, um, you know, where's this place at? So that's kind of where I'm at with this. So yeah, and I will include a little bit more of that story a little bit later in the video. But the next scene is going to be at the LTO. So let's take a look at that. Sir?
Ay, ma'am, ang sa conversion ng proof lang ng...
Pwede bukas di WhatsApp? Clear mo?
Okay, so I came down here. That sign that says entrance. That's where I went in to the LTO, the Land Transportation Authority. It's on this side street here in Haro. And I'll show you the entrance to the other offices where I got my application and my medical. Kind of chaotic around here, but in a good way. Not bad. So it says Dow Medical up at the top there, and that door down below, that's where I went in. The guy took me back to a maze of different little hallways and offices and rushed me all the way through. So now I'm walking back out to my motorcycle. I'll see if it's still there. I hope it is. I don't really have a lot of fear about that, but you know, you got to be a little bit careful of people helping you out, unsolicited. So, but Iloilo, I should be good. We'll see. But it's still there. And there it is. Okay, so I'm again here at the Medicus Clinic. You can see kind of behind me. I came here the other day and I had my visit. Nice doctor. So anyway, she recommended I bring some test results back that I had gotten taken in Bangkok, and so I'm here and I have the test results. I guess what I'm trying to say, I came back. This is my third trip here. One trip, there wasn't anybody here. The second trip, I had an appointment and I came in. I was actually hoping to get some papers dropped off today. I got those test results, and it looks like I'm going to have to make another trip or find a way to email them to her, which may be the best option that I can find. That way I'll save myself another trip. But I guess I'm making this video kind of outline everything's not as easy here in the Philippines as it is in the United States as far as all the communication. Everybody doesn't have a good email address. A lot of people don't even use email. So, getting things done here is a little bit harder. But having said that, I have a lot more time on my hands here. So this is just a beautiful day. I'm out just running around. I went to the LTO, the Land Transportation Office, which is where you get your driver's license. A little bit on that. So I went to the LTO, went to the place where you get your driver's license, and I was met. I pulled over a place. There was a bunch of motorcycles there. I thought, hey, this might be a good place. This might be a good place to ask about it. So I knew I was close because I'd been following my GPS. I knew I was close, so I pulled over, and there was, like a lot of times here in the Philippines, there was a bunch of friendly guys on motorcycles, and they said, oh, I said, do you know where the LTO? Oh yeah, don't worry about it. This guy, he'll take you. So that's kind of code word for you're probably going to pay somebody, or they want you to pay them. You probably wouldn't have to pay them, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way it goes. And these guys sat there all day, and they're hoping they catch somebody. And to be fair, okay, think about going to the DMV in America. If you're from America or Canada, I don't know how it is there. But here in the United States, everybody dreads going to the DMV, right? Because it's horrendous. It's a government bureaucracy. I don't mind it because I'm retired, but hey, a lot of people complain about it, and it's notorious for being slow. But here, this guy, he said, here, this guy, he's a good guy. He'll take you there. I mean, I had to put on my fast shoes and follow this dude. And so he led me right up to this office. We went inside. We went down. I put a little bit of video up here. about how we went inside and stuff. But you wind through these little hallways, little tiny offices. I think we hit 3 different offices. We got a form in one. I had to show my ID and my passport in one. Then we took he took me to a health office, sat me down in a chair. This lady looks at my passport, looks at my Missouri driver's license, and then she says 500 pesos, please. And I'm thinking, man, is this a ripoff? But it wasn't. Right behind her, there's a sign, big sign, government sign that says 500. You have to have a medical in order to get a driver's license here in the Philippines, which is not a bad idea at all. Um, I think they give an eye test in America. Of course, then I had to move over once I paid my 500, and she filled out a form. She handed the next guy, and he does my actual license application for me. I did not have to sit down and fill out hardly anything. I think I filled out my name and address and telephone number in one place. So, you know, the guy that brought me there, he brought me right through. All the confusion would have been there had he not been there. So, I'm into this little story about 4 minutes. But long story short, very beneficial to have this guy. Then once I paid, I got my health deal. The guy enrolled me online and got my information in the system. They said, go across the street. So there's a place across the street. It's another LTO office. It's actually, I've got some footage there. It's like in a parking garage almost. Well, not almost, it is. And so there's a guy behind the glass, and he takes my application, he takes my passport and my license, looks at everything, sets an appointment for tomorrow. And he said, come back tomorrow, fill out this other form. And so I've got to go back home tonight and fill it out. And come back, and he said, wear long pants when you come back, because, I guess it's just considered whatever. They're a little more formal here. Sometimes in immigration offices, they say you have to wear long pants. I never have. Uh, I'm for bad or worse, a lot of people have opinions on this. I'm a Freemason. And if you go to the lodge here in Iloilo, which I haven't been yet, you have to wear, you have to wear a business suit or a barong Tagalog, long pants, dress. You have to dress up. So Filipino culture sometimes is a little bit more dressy than you would find in America. So here I am back at Medicus, and I've got to get my photo. At this point, I'm hungry. I'm just going to get lunch. I'm probably going to make my way back, uh, get set up this evening, come back tomorrow, get my license, have my photocopies all made. Hopefully, I can either email or drop them off here tomorrow. This is about 20 minutes from the house, and you can only go through the middle of the day, so uh, because of traffic. I don't want to be in a lot of traffic. So anyway, all right, that's it for now, and I'll be talking to you here in a little bit.